Hi, how you doing? My name's Hash. This is your brother Hashim. I'm coming to you from Brooklyn, and I'm coming to you to share my testimony about Ganoderma Lucidum, this mushroom that they mix with coffee, and my wife and I had a drink about a month ago. Yes, it tasted good. A doctor friend of my wife actually introduced us to it, and it was very good. Actually, I enjoyed it more than I did Starbucks or anything else. I actually enjoyed the price as well. It was Arabica coffee beans, premium creamers and stuff like that. No heavy metals, and it was great. But at about 7 days into drinking it, I got an experience. And it's an experience that related to something I did in the garage about a month ago prior. If you take a look at this here, this is actually, my ceiling is opened up. Check it out. There was actually a hole here, and it caused a leak. But when we took out the rest of the pipe, but this is that pipe. Well, rather, this is what the inside of the pipe looked like. Disgusting mess. That little cavity right there, that's the only part where water can flow through. And if you look at this, it's actually the metal is actually thinning out where the water flowed through. And all of this stuff too. Now, what this reminded me of was when I started drinking that coffee, they were telling me about the circulatory system and how it helps this mushroom called Ganoderma, how it helps the circulatory system. And so I started researching it, looked up periphery artery disease and stuff like that. As I was doing my research, I also found that men my color, under 50 years old, about 1% of us are likely to have heart failure by age 50. And like some 75% of those who have heart failure do so because they have high blood pressure by the time they're 40. Me, I'm 35 years old. No, I don't look it, but I am. I'm 35 years old. And I had to be concerned about that. I need to be prepared. I have kids. I want to be prepared. I want to live a long life. And so if I can implement those things and put those things in place that I can have a long life, then I'll be better off. So I started drinking this coffee, and I said, okay, no problem. I'll just be living longer. After all, I'm pretty healthy, so I thought I don't have high blood pressure. My doctor told me I didn't. And I started drinking this coffee. And it's a funny thing when you start doing something. That will turn over things in your life, whether in your life or in your garage or whatever, you're going to start kicking up dust, and maybe some old things have to like come to your face and say, what are you going to do about it? So I was drinking this coffee, and it was a cafe mocha. I had a tingling sensation. That tingling sensation was actually more like a tingling pain in my right bottom shin of my leg, and in my right back shoulder blade. It was like a sharp tingling pain. And I was on the train, and I'm getting there, and I said, okay, I gotta look this up. I googled side effects of Ganoderma, side effects of Reishi. And what I found was, it wasn't actually a side effect. The tingling pain was something I had expected, especially if I had something like periphery artery disease. What it does is, I'll show you this pipe again. If you look at this pipe, you see that blockage in there. What it does to your circulatory system, if there is blockage, what it does is actually it widens out your veins. It actually, what do you call it, dilates your veins. And if you're dilating something that's actually hardened inside, especially the inside of your veins is hardened with the cholesterol and stuff like that, it becomes hardened. And if it has to dilate, it's going to break the ground. That's break up, and so it become more fleshy. And so that was happening to me. And actually, what I felt in the next couple of seconds, after the next moments after sitting down, was that like a flush of blood. I started feeling a little dizzy, like my blood pressure was dropping, but then I started feeling like a flush of blood, like It was more like a freshness in my legs and my feet. And that lasted for a couple seconds, and then it was over. I actually didn't want to drink any more coffee. I said, you know what, I'm not going to drink the coffee right now. But then as I started doing more research, I said, okay, I'm either going to go to my doctor, and then he's going to tell me I have normal blood pressure again, or I'm just going to go ahead and deal with it. Okay, this was something that happened, and my body is better for it. Now the thing with periphery artery disease is you wouldn't know you had it unless you inspect your body. Now, when you have if you have periphery artery disease, you would know it if you have a cut in a place in your body that you suspect you might have blockage, then your cuts would not heal as fast because your blood is not going to that part of the body to give it any nutrition. It's for gangrene and people getting amputated, their feet cut off and stuff like that. Because the nutrition that comes from your blood is not going into that part of the body. That's right. It says in like Leviticus 17:11 says the life of the body is in the blood. And Chinese medicine is like all about that. It's like if your blood is not right, then your body's not right. As far as like cuts and stuff like that. And I thought about my feet, how I have calluses on my feet. And prior to this, the whole experience is, my feet had calluses. It would be like big pieces of gray matter. It was not. And when my church has a foot washing ceremony, I purposely don't go. Yes, on purpose I didn't go. But next time I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna have a testimony about this. And I feel good about that, and I give God praise for it. Ganoderma lucidum. It's a mushroom. It's been around for thousands of years. The business of using coffee as a vehicle to get it to the public is not new either. I chose Serenity because they have a diverse product line that I cannot just have to drink coffee. I can drink coffee, or I can take my own favorite bottle of spring water.